Alright guys, first off, and to be quite frank, since a couple of weeks ago, I've actually been waiting for the right moment to talk about this one. We have a brand new IP here called Kingdom Blood, which is technically based on a Netflix Korean zombie series going by the name Kingdom that takes place in around 1500 years ago, and what a beautiful couple of seasons of his show. Highly recommend watching it. Anyway, what we have here is a story-driven hack and slasher, and coming to PCs only and due out possibly early next year. Take a look. Coming up behind that, and literally I have just zero idea where this just came from and who's even developing it, something called Nobody's Left. Well, what seems to be a third-person action survival, maybe in the same vein as the Plague games or even Division. All we know right now is that it's coming over to PCs with a Steam page in the works and possibly other consoles as well in the future. Check it out. At number 3, in case you missed out on its reveal just this past week, NCSoft went on and revealed the first official trailer for Throne and Liberty, a next-generation console-exclusive MMORPG and what y'all might have been familiar with already by the name Project TL. Throne of Liberty is now scheduled to release mid to late this year worldwide and said to be coming to PCs and the PlayStation 5 only. Check it out. Moving on, we have here once again, from only hours ago, with a brand new trailer, I've been led to believe some of you have been waiting for, The Lost Wild. Well, what y'all must have been already familiar with from last year was a dinosaur survival horror, and since 2022 under publishing rights by Annapurna Interactive. Something I've been quite surprised by, to be frank, and that it is now releasing for PCs only. Well, check it out, the game's supposedly releasing by the end of 2023.
been a long time.
Guys, at number 5, we've got once again the chant, announced precisely a year ago to this day and now revealed once again with another trailer, that it is now releasing on both generations of consoles in addition to PCs, and supposedly October 25, if not late 2022. Now for those of you new, chant we have here is described as a psychedelic action horror game, what in terms of core gameplay works as a third-person adventure and an action game. Check it out, the game is coming to PCs in the next generation of consoles only.
I'm sure you have many questions. But isn't that how our spiritual journey begins?
Stop blaming me!
Damn it, don't break the circle.
No!
Damn it.
That ritual is proof that these prisms can manifest something new and powerful.
This isn't what we wanted.
No, it's better.
Tim?
No!
Coming up behind that, we've got by Tencent Games from only days ago, and the announcement of a totally brand new IP called Code to Jin Yong. What is described to be an open-world martial arts game built using Unreal Engine 5 and set in ancient China. Well, frankly, the 2-minute trailer they came up with speaks all for itself. I'm not really sure when the game's supposed to be released, however, but it is a PC exclusive, and this is how it really looks. At number 7, once again by the fine publishers Prime Matter, from no more than only days ago, we have a totally brand new turn-based role-playing game that takes players on a journey on a fantasized, some sort of a neo-futuristic version of a lost city on Earth. Well, something here called Motto Anomalies, as you've guessed, an anime-style visual novelish detective noir kind of, as I mentioned, RPG that is now releasing for all consoles and PCs early next year. Take a quick look. Coming up behind that, and this is a pretty short one, so I'll go ahead and make it really quick. See, at NACON's showcase only a couple of weeks ago, and alongside games like the new RoboCop, we technically did come across a new Robin Hood game called Gangs of Sherwood. Well, as you can see, supposedly a third-person single-player and co-op action game that's releasing for consoles and PCs early to mid next year. Take a look.
Ryan, this is Kathy. Can you hear me?
Moving on, by the same developers behind the 2018 game Deliver Us the Moon, well, we have here just a new game in the making for those of you who missed out, going by the name Deliver Us Mars. Well, here with a new trailer and the fact that it is on its way to consoles and PC September 27 this year. The game is, as you might have suspected, a science fiction, adventure and a single player, and now offering an immersive astronaut sort of experience in a time where humanity is closer than ever to extinction. Check it out, you can actually pre-purchase the game right now on Steam and other stores as well.
Helios. They search for someone who does not exist. The Shadow.
Moving on, we'll see once again at the Bethesda showcase from a month ago, where we did come across Starfield's actual gameplay finally. We were also introduced to an indie game by Raw Fury going by the name Reban Shadow Legacy. What I have reason to believe is stealth-based, fast-paced platformer set in what appears to be an African-inspired world that's been taken over by robots, and the fact that it's actually a Microsoft exclusive. Here's the trailer. The game's supposed to be released early to mid 2023.
Their reckoning. They will not drag me into their light.
Coming up behind that, we've got Ravenlock, an almost brand new IP that was shown at the Xbox Bethesda showcase as a fantasy action role-playing game, and with a heavy focus on character development and real-time combat, as opposed to a turn-based, and yes, in case you're wondering, following the series' voxel-based trilogy from the same folks. Well, check it out, this game will release early next year and it will be available for PCs and Xbox consoles only. See, during the Devolver Digital showcase, in case you missed out on a month ago, and by the same team who previously worked on games like Broforce and a few other games as well, we also came across a new IP called Anger Foot. Just a fast-paced, kicking sort of action game in which you do kick everything that makes sense. So here's the trailer, the game sitting on Steam through a free demo and said to be coming out fully in 2023. It's a good one.
Thousands of years, brave warriors have journeyed to Elamithia in search of 8 magical stones hidden throughout the world.
Coming up behind that, and I believe I've actually mentioned this one maybe once before, well, we have on the other hand Elements, which is a Kickstarter project and a third-person open-world adventure role-playing game about these 2 siblings in a search of 8 elemental stones, and with the aim to restore balance to the elemental world or whatever that is. Now, this game is said to have some sort of a co-op element too, and the campaign of the Kickstarter is actually about to start in about a week from now. Check it out, the game's supposedly releasing early next year. Now, on the other hand, by developers Game Islands, we have from only a month ago a totally brand new IP called Serum. Technically a first-person survival game as described by developers, where you're mainly supposed to craft, hunt, adapt, and survive in a forest that's been poisoned by this specific serum, and so its animals and its inhabitants as well. Well, here's a trailer. The game's said to be coming to PCs only and due out late 2023. Next up, by Three Whales Studios from precisely a month ago, we have something going on here called Age of Water, an aquatic MMO adventure, or so as it's described by developers, that takes place on a water-covered Earth, and as survivors, you get to freely roam a massive open world in a motorboat or a small ship, recruiting new folks and save people that are literally living on the roof of their houses or high-rise buildings to be able to live. Well, check it out. This game's a PC exclusive and due out late 2022. We're here.
Wake me up before you go, 'cause I can't face this day alone. Oh darling, please just let me sleep. Give me my dreams, give me my dreams, give me my dreams.
The world ended on a sunny day, boys and girls surfing in the bay.
On the other hand, and this actually comes highly recommended since only a month ago when it was first revealed, a story-driven 3D adventure and asymmetric turn-based kind of RPG will go and by the name here, High Water. See, this game's aesthetically set in this flooded post-apocalyptic kind of Earth in which you just have to navigate a team by boat and through islands, find new allies, and then eventually figure out the plot as you go. Here's a trailer. The game is coming to PCs only, we hear, December 2nd this year.
Ended on a sunny day, boys and girls surfing in the bay. Children clamored in the park.
I thought I was done with this life, but I suppose that's not my privilege to possess.
Moving on, we have Bounty Star. Technically, as you can see, an over-the-shoulder 3D action shooter that does blend mech combat and customization with farming and base building elements. Like, here you take on a role of a war veteran mech kind of pilot and do all kinds of melee, range, and explosive combos in combat on enemies, then collect supplies and all kinds of whatnot. Just check it out. This game is coming to PCs and consoles early to mid next year.
I hope tomorrow is different.
And last but not least, from only a tad over a month since reveal, we have something here called Cocoon. Actually, what is described by developers Annapurna Interactive, and believe it or not, by one of Playdead's lead designers of, games like Limbo or Inside, as an insectoid-driven top-down puzzle adventure. Well, here's the trailer, just in case you missed out on. Cocoon's supposedly releasing early next year, and on its way to PCs, Switch, and Xbox consoles only. Check it out.